Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Rewind that. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. All right, guys, today I'm going to be going over the series finale of Snowfall, season 6, episode number 10, and that's called The Struggle. So, what I want to tell you guys real quick is that this is not the traditional recap that I do, right? Where it's scene by scene and it's very descriptive and all of that stuff. You will see no pictures or nothing like that. What I really want to do is share with you guys my thoughts on the series finale. All right. So, there might be a lot of things that I forget, and that's okay because you will get the gist of my thoughts and what I think. Okay. Now, throughout this series, well, not even this series, throughout this season, I was one of the people that thought it was going to be a complete bloodbath. Now, the episode that Uncle Jerome passed away in, well, no. The episode after that, I think that was episode 7, and was called Charnel House, which is basically like a place where they have a lot of dead bodies that are dumped, right? Bones on top of bones and this and that, right? So I kind of thought that that title was a bit foreshadowy, and that it would mean that we have so much more to go as far as bodies dropping. And we really didn't, guys. And it's not to say that I'm disappointed. I just really thought that that's where we were going. You almost felt like the way they were setting things up for Leon was going to be the end of his life, right? It was going to end in his life being done, deleted. It did not. It pleasantly surprised me when it came to Leon because I did not want him to die. And I thought that once he was going to go, it was going to be so sad. I wasn't looking forward to it, but I braced myself for it. But it didn't happen, and I was overjoyed. You know, there are certain things and certain predictions that we have. We may hit them and we may not. Most of the time, probably not, but for me at least, there are some predictions where it's like I feel like this is gonna happen, but I don't want it to happen. You know what I mean? And Leon was one of those predictions. It was like I hope that I'm wrong. And I was wrong, and I'm so happy that I was wrong. A lot of us were wrong because a lot of us was like, listen, they setting it up for Leon, okay? They are setting it up. Big Dion gonna come back, this and that. But then, him and Big Dion seemed to squash the situation at Uncle Jerome's funeral, so we didn't think we had to worry about that. So it was just, it just didn't seem like anything. But when Sissy went to jail or prison, she asked him to do this for me. Go back to Ghana with your wife. Now, I keep on forgetting whether it's Ghana or another part of Africa, but we're just going to say Ghana for right now. Because I say Uganda, I think I was saying Uganda and Ghana, whatever. Go back to Africa with your wife, right? And, because he wasn't going to, he wanted to save this community and blah, 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 and do all this. And it was just like, bro, you are not making the right choice. And honestly, if he didn't honor Sissy's request, he might have died. He might have gone down the path that we thought was laid out for him. But he changed and he honored what she said. I don't want to lose you. I already lost my son. The biggest tragedy of my life, or whatever she said. She lost her son. And he was a lost cause. Talk about Franklin, right? I mean, talk about lost cause, child. The way Franklin's story ended up was, so tragic that I did not see that coming. I thought a civilian was going to kill Franklin, to be honest. That's what I thought was going to happen. If he wasn't going to go to jail, I thought a civilian was going to kill Franklin. But they twisted my mind up, child. And they gave us a different scenario. Because, yes, being in this game, it's either the only two ways to leave, dead or in jail, right? But they showed us that it's not just dead or in jail. Like, you can just lose it all and become a freaking addict. and a bum on the freaking streets. And that is a huge tragedy. Okay, huge. And Franklin told me he free. I'm like, you are not free, my guy. And some people were trying to say, oh yeah, he is free. No, he's not free. What kind of life is that? Where you're begging for money so that you continue to not get something to eat, so you can continue to feed your addiction. That's free. You're free. You got buckshots and BDBs all over your head. Your teeth all messed up. Your freaking clothes are dirty. You got holes in your shirt. I mean, absolutely horrible. Talking about you free. That's not freedom. That's not freedom. I'm sorry. So whoever thinks that that's free has some type of issue of the mind, is all I could say, because I don't want to get deep. I digress. I'm gonna move on. I want to go back. Let me circle back because I didn't mean to get into Franklin yet. Let me circle back to Leon. Okay. Leon comes back, I think, after 5 years being in Africa with his wife. When he comes back to see Franklin, he says, whatever's going on between him and Wanda is a long story, I guess he said. So I guess what? That means we're going to find a little more about what happened with them during the spinoff, which is totally fine. Hopefully they still together. He didn't say they broke up or anything. Maybe they got a few kids, but we shall see. As far as this, the spinoff goes, I do look forward to seeing Scully. Okay. Now, we did also get, I think, like a little nod to Boys in the Hood, but because they talked about when him and Franklin were walking, they talked about a movie being shot or whatever. So obviously, I think that's Boys in the Hood. That was cool. But during this time, we had a heart-to-heart moment where Franklin was telling Leon that he was his best friend and stuff, and just kind of encouraging him. Because to be honest, Franklin is not the same, guys. He's not the freaking same. And I only think he told Leon that he was free because he just he saw the sadness in his eyes. He didn't want Leon to worry about him at the end of the day. At least that's what I thought. That's what I want to think. So let me think it, child, because the man is so far freaking gone. You know what I mean? Like, there ain't no daggone way that you free when you got chains on your door, your furniture is outside of the house, and you got candles lit. Like, you're on the run from everybody. It's just a shame. The house is being taken away. I mean, while they went to the store, he asked them for money. What did he get? He got something to drink with it, alcohol. And when they came back, the freaking, I think, marshals came or whatever. It's just sad, guys. It's just sad. And you, in his eye, he had like a bloodshot red eye or something like that, which means that I don't know if he was hit, got into a fight, or what. Like, why is his eye bloodshot red? I don't know. Maybe y'all can explain that. Maybe that has to do with something that went on with him and his alcohol situation. I don't know, but it's just tragic, guys. It's tragic. You can tell he's not taking care of himself. His hygiene is not up to par. Okay, he probably stinks. Ugh, it's just tragic. So all the expectations, I think I'm gonna get ready to wrap up. All the expectations that I had for this show, I'm not gonna say that it let me down. At some point it did, but it just did not go the way I thought it was going to go. I didn't think Franklin was going to be alive at all. I thought he was going to die by a civilian, I told you. Sissy being in jail, that's not a surprise. The sad thing about that whole situation is that when she was trying to let it be known that she killed a CIA agent who was trying to bring drugs in the community to front an illegal war and all that stuff, they did not want to hear anything that she had to say. And so when Leon went up to see her and says, everybody's talking about you in the hood and they say you're a hero, this and that, she said, they're the only ones, right? Basically, it's not on the news. It's not making headlines. Nobody's doing anything about it. So it was all for what? You know what I'm saying? Another disappointment for me was, okay, wait. I don't think I gave you one. I don't think I gave you a disappointment yet. Hold on, guys. So I think the first disappointment for me was that Alton never appeared. So I guess he's really dead, right? Unless they save that for the spinoff. I'm just going to keep hope going, child. So maybe they're going to do that. I don't know. All right. So second disappointment was Louis getting away. And I wouldn't say scot-free, because living on the run that's no way to live. You know what I'm saying? Always ducking and dodging, looking over her shoulder. She can't, freely live her life the way she wants to. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like that's a good life to have. So in a way, she didn't really get away with anything, but I kind of wanted her to. But you know what? She is living. When I say I kind of wanted her to, I wanted her to suffer is what I'm saying. I'm not saying I wanted her to get away with anything. She didn't get away with anything really, because the fact that she lost her man, who was like her major and main protector, and now she's just on the run, lonely and by herself. And so I feel like that's a really tough way to live. So she did not have a happy ending. Okay. What was another disappointment that I had? Another disappointment that I had was that Ruben, the way he went out. I wanted that deletion for Leon. I wanted that for him. But it didn't go that way. And it's okay, right? It's okay, because Leon is on a different path now. He has to change, he's on a different path. So that's totally fine. It's okay. But it didn't go down like that. But I'm not mad that Ruben did get what he needed coming to him, because nobody could trust him. Okay, let's just be real. I think that's it for the disappointments. Now, one thing that I thought was going to happen was Parissa being, a loose end that people were not going to see coming. But man, please, that didn't do nothing. I thought Parissa was going to come back and possibly kill Franklin, to do something. If it wasn't going to be a civilian that killed Franklin, it was going to be Parissa, this and that. Nothing that I expected to happen happened. Okay, child, nothing. And I feel like it's almost like they did this on purpose. Excuse me, sorry. Which I'm not mad at, though. Because as a writer, right, I don't want you to be able to predict my stuff. And if I were sharing some of my story with you guys, and you guys were kind of giving up these ideas saying, oh, I think this is going to happen and that's going to happen, I would switch it up, because I don't want you to guess what I'm going to make happen. So I'm not mad at them for switching stuff up if they did in fact deviate from the original plan. I'm not mad, because I would be on it like that too. And it's not trying to be petty. It's just that you ain't about to be up here guessing my stuff, and then that's exactly what I'm going to deliver to you. Now, if you guys guess something that was a major situation that I couldn't stop, right? Because if I mess that up, then I'm messing up basically the whole story, right? So it's like kind of like the butterfly effect. Like, if you change one little part in the story, you're gonna freak up the whole daggone story. So certain things you cannot just go ahead and change, or else you're gonna have to rewrite the whole daggone thing. You know what I mean? Make everything make sense and all of this and that. And sometimes people don't have time for that. So if someone were to guess like a major thing in my story, or one of the stories that I would have, I would probably have to leave it. You know what I mean? But that's that, guys. That's pretty much that. That's all I have to say. Very tragic ending for Franklin. Was I right about Veronique? Absolutely. Some people say it's justified because Franklin, yoked her up and everything. I don't think he should have put his hands on her, but I feel like this was Veronique's plan all along. I think it was just a bonus that she was with the man that was making money. But if anything were to go sour in their relationship, it was always her plan to take the money and go. I think that was always her plan. It was just a bonus that she was making a life with him. Okay. That's what I think. I don't think that she was ever really there to really be there. That was her ultimate scheme in life. You know what I'm saying? That was her ultimate scheme. Her mama taught her well. And when I say that, I am not glorifying her acts at all. But listen, that's what she learned. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what else I wanted to say. Very, very happy that Oso got out. Very happy that he's wherever he is and he's doing his thing. When with the wrestling, he's kind of like a little wrestling coach and things of that nature. I know when the episode before that, when Franklin was talking about you going, reinvent Oso or whatever he said, and he said something about maybe a new name, and I think Oso said the Saints or the Saint. So I thought that was cool, but even thinking about that, like the relationship between Oso and Franklin, to see what happens to Franklin is really, really sad. It really is, because this happens to people for real. You know what I mean? It's sad. It's tough. And then to see how he had this real crackhead behavior, right? I mean, you just see so many things just, oh, it's just such a downward spiral. It was just getting worse and worse. He caught his last body before anything. We killed that guy. I think that guy Miguel, who came to open up the safe when he found Peaches. We did uncover that. I know a lot of people was happy because everybody was like, where's Peaches? What happened to Peaches? Like, where's Waldo? So people were happy about that. But Peaches wound up getting dead, child. Okay. So, so Franklin had 3 bodies actually. Killed Peaches. I'm sorry, deleted Peaches little buddy. And then he deleted Miguel. And it was like, why did you have to delete Miguel? Miguel said he's not going to say anything. He has friends, he has children, 3 kids. Now, I know that doesn't mean anything to somebody like Franklin, but it's just like, dang, you couldn't let this guy go. That's the life. So just $12,000 from what, $5 million that he took? That was going through it. Talking about Peaches. So yeah, it's a shame, guys. It's a shame. It's really a shame what happened. Like I said, Veronique, she didn't surprise me. Like I said, if she wasn't gonna die, she was definitely going to be someone that I thought she was this whole time. I've been saying it from the gate. So that's the one thing I was right about. Everything else I was freaking wrong. All right. What else? I think there was something else that I wanted to mention before we got out of here. I don't remember what else. Oh, yeah, Franklin, throughout this episode, with him trying to get a hold of any kind of money that he could, he was acting like a crackhead. Like he was really losing it. And I made this point when I did my first reaction recap for my members. I made a point that, to me, Franklin, not only did he act like a crackhead, but he was acting like his addiction was the money, and not having the money, we saw him going through the withdrawals of that. And that was making him, go out of his mind, right? He's in there calling his mother a B, because before the first visit, he was saying all he had to say to her, and she was just listening like this, like, and as soon as he said the wrong thing, she hung up the phone like, oh, I see you still on it like that? Because I just was really trying to hear what you had to say, just to see if there was a glimmer of hope, anything. And no, you're still on it. So click, got up and walked away. The second time, because she's a mother, so I'm gonna still try to hear what you have to say. What did he do? Start bugging the freak out. You ruined my life. You effed me over, whatever. You effed up my life, blah, blah, blah. You be. Start banging on the daggone glass, all this. She hung up, walked away. It was just hopeless, guys. Hopeless. He was just acting freaking crazy. To the point where we fast forward, I believe, like I said before, 5 years later when Leon comes and we see how Franklin is living. We find out that V had a son, and I guess she either sent him a letter or something like that saying that everything is fine and where she's gonna give the son a good life and blah blah blah. And it was just like, I did make a point where I said, she did him pretty dirty to the point where she didn't leave him anything. And she knew that this man was hurting for money. And she didn't make all that money. Yes, she helped. She put a lot of things in order and in place, but he was the reason why all that money was really there, right? Yes, people could say, oh, she helped to put together the real estate and blah, 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 right? But listen, this is all about cleaning the real money that was coming in. Let's not forget about that. That was all a front to clean money. Yes, real estate does bring in money, but come on. Okay, so because as you can see, even the real estate couldn't even get them $1 million. She took about 800,000. So we know where the real money was coming from, and that's what Franklin was doing in the streets. That's where the real money, the hustling. So people could try to say, oh, they want V, help with this and that, blah blah blah. No, she did help with certain things, and she helped legitimize the money, but that money that she helped legitimize was not bringing in millions. Okay, so my point is, she did him just like Teddy did, where she didn't leave him anything. She just wiped him out, didn't leave him nothing. All right, and that was the conversation that Franklin had with Teddy. Like, I trusted you. I thought you was my friend, this and that and third. You couldn't even leave me $5 million. Like, you just left me nothing. And he said I would have still been mad about the $5 million, but sheesh, dang, like you just treated me like I didn't matter at all. And that's exactly what V wind up doing. Treated Franklin like he didn't matter at all. And left with all the money. It's just a shame. Okay, but I was not surprised. Saw it coming a mile away. Yes, during this final season, she wasn't doing things that seemed to be that suspect, but then you did get certain little, glimpses of her face or close-ups of her facial expression to make you go, what the heck was that about? There was just certain faces that she would make every now and then, and you would just be like, what was she thinking? What is she gonna do? So it was the last season was when my radar was really up against her. And this season, it never went down, but it wasn't as heightened as before because she wasn't really doing so many things. Instead, she was more like down for the cause of whatever they needed to do to get that money. But you know why, though? Because she wants that money. She was going to do whatever the heck she could, because at the end of the day, if this don't work out with him, I'm going to come out on top. That's really what she was doing. She was looking out for herself. And now, baby makes two of us. Okay? She probably didn't plan to get pregnant by Franklin, but it was definitely a plus. Okay, definitely a plus. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much that. Those are my thoughts on the series finale of Snowfall. Let me know what you guys think or thought of this tragedy. Okay, this practically Shakespearean tragedy, if you will, right? Just a very, very sad situation. But you know what? Awesome writing. And I think that it's very realistic to show that people can leave the game, because they do. And every time somebody plans on leaving the game doesn't mean that they're going to get caught up or they're not going to be able to make it, because that's not true either. But that is what they show us a lot on TV. Every time somebody talks about leaving the game, well, now we get scared because we know that's not going to happen. Every time they told, I'm going to make a trip, I'm going to leave. That was one of the last things that Uncle Jerome said to Louis. What happened in the next episode? Done. Right? So, yeah, that's that. It was either the same episode or the next episode. I don't remember. But the point is, I'm glad that they showed Leon in this realistic situation where somebody could really be in that life and make it out. All right. And that's the bottom line. So I'm happy for whatever Leon is doing. And I'm looking forward to the spinoff. All right. All right, guys. That's it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for, clicking on the video. Make sure you share the video, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Take care and be blessed. Bye-bye.